Okay, I don't know if it's gonna go upside down. Hopefully not. It's Saturday. I don't know what day. My calendar is not on May yet, but apparently Thursday was the first, Friday was the second, so it's the third. I'm laying in my bed. I did my skincare and a little bit of my hair too. I saw this video that said if somebody really loves you, they will always care about the way they act makes you feel. And I lost a friend this winter because she got really pissed about something that I did. But she didn't communicate it to me when it happened. And what it was I basically told her, you don't have to beat around the bush. You can just tell me when you want something a certain way. Just communicate it clearly. And she took that as really rude and abrasive and really forward and, so impolite to just, be like forward, I guess. I think she's just a people pleaser. A people pleaser who communicates her needs without words, like a baby. Because babies do that. Babies don't use words because they can't. And they communicate their needs through crying, okay? Or nonverbal. And hope that somebody can read their mind. That's the level of maturity you have when you expect people to read your mind. But I'm going to kind of be sad because I don't want to hurt her feelings, and I care about the way I make her feel. And it was the first time we've ever kind of had an argument, and she just kind of like went off the rails, sent me like a book in a text message. And it was really not nice. That's happened to me a lot before, where it's usually girls. I do something wrong and I'm their friend, and then they send me like a book in text over why they hate me. And have always hated me for like years or months. But they're just now telling me. I'm still trying to get more business. I'll be honest, like the narcissistic abuse from my ex, the ex I dated, it really impacted me. Because I had just moved here and I didn't have any friends and I didn't know anyone. And I've dealt with narcissists a lot in my life. And they're just so manipulative. And a lot of times they operate a little bit differently or have different tactics. So you don't always recognize when a new one comes in. But I didn't have any friends here and I didn't know anyone and I was all alone. Also, his car caught fire one time while I was arguing with him. We were having an argument about how I felt like I wasn't seen. I felt like I wasn't being heard. I felt like he wasn't hearing anything I was saying. And it was after we got done at like a party with a bunch of his friends. And I wanted to vent about them because they were so hollow And they were so lacking in substance. Just like boring, dry people. And I just asked him if he could listen while I talk, because I want to talk. And he said he could, and then he turned it into an argument. It's like, okay, buddy, you're just supposed to be listening. If you can't do that, just be honest with me. But he didn't have any self-awareness because he was dumb. But we were arguing, and then it turned into an argument about how you listen to someone and hold space for what they need to say when they need to vent as a skill. And I was angry that he couldn't even do that. And then I was telling him, don't even say I can listen to you vent if you're just going to start arguing with me about what I'm talking about and how I feel. And he just kept fighting, and then his car caught on fire. It was glorious. It was glorious. And you know what I fucking did? I was the first person to grab the fire extinguisher and extinguish the fire and save his vehicle. You know? He would not have fucking done that for me at all. At all. If the roles were reversed, he wouldn't have. He would have ran for himself, left me in the burning car, etc. But I don't do that. So I ended up in that scenario. He had family in town who gave him an extra car. He got a new car, a nice new car. That also, when he got his new car, by the way, someone rear-ended him like the day he got it. He was also being a little bit of an asshole to me that day. So I noticed this pattern. I really truly feel like I'm one of God's favorites. And I think it's because it doesn't matter how hard my life is or how much pain I'm in. I always help somebody. And nobody is like that. Very few people in the world. But I always do. Even strangers. I saw something that said, if somebody helps you while they're also struggling, that's not help, that's love. And that's how I feel about people, even people I don't know. Anyway. But it was really hurtful to date that dude because he was just so ugly in a lot of ways. And he was so twisted. He manipulated me, gave me all these things. He kept saying, oh, you have friends now. You don't have to worry. You have this now. You have this, you have this, you have this. All these different things. And then as soon as it got rocky or I wasn't doing or obeying or doing what he wanted or being controlled by him, he would threaten to take those things away that he had power over. So, and the truth is, I would rather honor who I am, honor the person I am, and lose everything than to abide by your stupid rules and stay in a prison. Even if I lose all these things that you've given me, I'd still rather choose myself. And I did. And you know what I did after that? I went to college. And you know what I did? I studied the same subject that he studied. And I got a better GPA. Actually, I got a perfect GPA. With no friends and no support and nobody. And the next summer, I worked as a go-go boy. And this summer, I don't really know what's going on. I really don't know. I have no idea what's going on this summer. I thought it would be a highlight summer, but it's not really feeling like that. But everybody that does bad to me, bad things happen to them. And I don't lift a finger. But like I was saying, like his car caught on fire that first time, just in an argument. And then what happened was he got a new car, pretty brand new Subaru Crosstrek. Rear-ended the first day. And he was being an asshole to me that morning. And then he was so happy about his car. He was just jumping for joy about his new car. And he was just being so horrific and mean and belittling to me. And treating me like worthless, disposable trash. And then he got rear-ended. Serves him right. Serves him right. I'm glad he got rear-ended. You know, he got rear-ended by a woman. And he immediately got out of his car and started cussing her out. Oh my God, I can't believe you fucking ran into my brand new car, blah, blah, blah. Do you know what I did? Not only last time I accidentally bumped cars with someone, but when somebody's bumped cars with me, I get out and the first thing that comes out of my mouth is, "Are you okay?" That's what I say. Because I fucking actually care. Yeah, he was trash. The worst guy I've ever dated. I wouldn't be surprised if his life is pretty shitty right now, actually. Considering. Because I wasn't the only person he did bad things to. He did bad things to his ex-fiancée. He basically did a whole smear campaign of his ex-fiancée, ruining the friendships they had made together, making everyone side with him. He was kind of grooming a young boy when he broke up with me. So, no, I broke up with him and we sort of fizzled out. But he was sort of grooming this guy that was like 20, 21 years old. And he's like almost 40. And he was just like grooming this young college kid who he was talking to the whole time we dated, by the way. And I messaged that guy directly and told him how he was sleeping with other people, you know, how we had been talking the whole time, my experience with Nathaniel, or I shouldn't have said a name. Who cares? My experience with him, and then what also other people had experience with him, and what I knew about what he was doing. And I shared all that, and I think I helped that little kid. I only say grooming not because of necessarily the age difference, but because of the manipulation tactics. And, you know, he was manipulating this young boy into his life, and the young boy was really interested in him, really liked him, and then he was starting to mistreat him and discard him and be toxic. And this guy's just so warped that he doesn't even understand or have the mental capacity to understand what he's doing. And I literally mirrored everything to him and gave him an option to be better, but he didn't take it. He retreated to his cowardly ways of going behind people that are going to basically regurgitate what he wants to hear rather than helping him grow. And yeah, he's probably in a miserable place right now. But a lot of people are, you know? But the difference is I'm going to keep fighting and keep honoring my kindness and never lose that. I'm not going to just recover from karmic debt that I create by doing bad things and hurting people. I'm going to claw my way to success amidst great adversity while remaining true to my kindness and my authenticity. But it's a hard trip, okay? It's really hard. But you know what? If you don't give up, you'll probably make it, okay? That's the only criteria. Don't give up. And don't start cheating. But I was going to go to the gym today. And I think I still will. I got a new job for this woman I worked for yesterday. She wants me to clean her windows. And I don't really know what I need for that, but it's a little bit overwhelming. And I told her I would get her a quote by Sunday, which is tomorrow. So I'm a little bit overwhelmed by that. I'm very proud of myself. And I'm trying really hard, okay? I'm trying really hard. Ugh. But anyways, I got a 4.0. I got perfect grades. I graduated. I don't know when I get my paper, but I hope I get it soon. Then I'm going to move back to Oregon or Washington this summer. Or this fall, I mean. Then I'll finally be back home. And I won't be in this stupid place anymore. It was nice to go somewhere else and learn that it's pretty shitty. And also learn that people are pretty much the same no matter where you go. But I'm going to go back home because I hate it here. Mainly because I don't have any health care. I literally tried like half a dozen times. And it was always rejected, you know? It's so dumb. But my back hurts today. Should we do some cat-cow? Let's do some cat-cow. Stay right here. You get to watch. Okay, we're gonna do some cat-cow. Like this. Okay? Here. And here. I know it looks ridiculous. But it's really good for your body. Okay, so go do it. Get on the floor now, or I'll whip out my weapon and go bop, bop, bop. Okay. I feel like I want to do this too. So this is good for your neck. Oh. You also can hold a lot of pain in your body, like emotional pain. Oh. That's why going to the gym is so nice. Sometimes you can move some of that. I think I have ramen, so I can get some calories from that. Every day I'm trying to get enough food. It's like a survival, really. And I've never been a business owner before. I've only ever had a job. And now I'm like forced to be a business owner. Because none of my jobs landed. And the only ones that landed is the business. You know what? I'm thinking maybe I go to Gala for the tattoos I want. If you don't know who Gala is, you should know. He's kind of famous and cool. And I talked to him a little bit, but then he blocked me. Girl, don't ask questions. Don't ask questions. Okay? But basically, he is a tattoo artist in Portland. I just heard thunder. And he specializes in floral and like animal skull things. And I want stag horns on my chest, and I want roses on my right shoulder. So it sounds like a pretty good opportunity to me. But I need to get money first. Okay. Sometimes I don't know why I've struggled more than most people. Sometimes doesn't make sense. But, you know, I have a lot of interests that are all very different. I don't just have a linear path or a linear hobby or a linear purpose. It's not just one thing. And so it's more complicated and more diversified. And it makes it a bit harder to figure out. Oh, there's rain. You can't see it, but it's raining outside. See? I like it when it rains. It reminds me of home. I'm gonna put on this necklace. Maybe I'll play some video games. Video games always make me feel better, pretty much always. Okay? And then I'll go to the gym and I'll sing and I'll do all the stupid things that I decide to do every day. They're not stupid, they're just difficult. Let's do some incense. You want to see? Watch. This is a cone, so it's different from regular incense because it's a cone. Do you see? Let me blow it out. Oh, it's not burning yet. You have to give it a minute to burn. There. Now it's gonna burn. Make my whole bedroom smell nice. Anyway, I'm proud of myself for doing skincare today and, you know, eating a little bit of food. I'm not ashamed to be struggling. Look at my beautiful body. That's pretty amazing. You know why? Because I'm poor and mentally ill. Girl. Well, let's put this on. This is one of the only shirts I have. Unfortunately, that's a tank top. Because I don't have a lot of money, so I don't have a lot of clothes. I love fashion, but, you know, what are you gonna do if you don't have a lot of money? Not much. I kind of don't want to play video games because I already played today, so maybe I'll just go right to the gym. I should probably get some food, though. I was thinking about getting the new cell phone. Like a new iPhone, because I feel like that is going to be a good investment for me, but I have to get money first. So, anyway. What are we doing now? We already have sunscreen on. Let's look over here. Okay, so we're gonna go to the gym. We also need to buy tape so I can hang my vision board. Do you want to sit over here? This is a nice spot. Okay. So, honestly, let's be real honest, okay? If I can literally get 10 jobs, I could pay all my bills by myself. If they're high enough paying jobs. Like with enough work, you know? That's pretty incredible, huh? So, that might be my goal. And 10 jobs a month, basically. And when I say bills, I mean food. Food and phone and electric and rent and stuff. I haven't been going grocery shopping because I've just been scared. Oh my god, that feels good. That feels really nice. I was gonna make a video on this Sakura Densia. These 2 boxes I have. But I don't know, like, as much as it's relieving to not be in school anymore, it's hard in a different way now. Because I am trying to make money by cleaning people's houses. You know? If it is almost 6 o'clock, we're going to the gym. If it's not, I'm going to play more video games to feel better and get dopamine. Why? Because I can still do everything I want and also do that. I know it's not always helpful, but you know what? I don't always have a will to live if I don't have fun, okay? So I think my will to live is pretty important. Anyways, I've been seeing like for months now, like little messages about like, oh, love is coming in. But it's hard for me to actually find love with people online. And I don't know, like I'm attracted to men, and men really operate oftentimes in a physical way, not an energetic, emotional, or spiritual. And so they don't really like someone because of who they are as much. They tend to like people because of how that person makes them feel, how that person looks physically, and what that person has. And right now, I just don't have very much materialistically. And I'm not always really good at I'm good at being myself, but I don't know, I'm not very good at making people feel good, I guess. Or, I don't know, maybe they do feel good around me. But I don't have any friends to show for it, at least in this city, I mean. So, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna go check the time, and then we're gonna post this video, and then I'm going to go to the gym, which I'm kind of excited to go, so. Bye.